Dr. Eng and let him explain to you all. We dive to the topic for today. What is immune system? How does it affect our body? And what can we do about our immune system, especially during this time? Okay.
Hello.
Is your voice okay?
Is the voice okay? Good. Now, today we're going to talk about our immune system, especially the role of macrophages in our immune system. Now, macrophages are large cells by any standard. They are a little bit larger than white cells and red cells, but they are a very important part of our immune system and also our body in general. The immune system consists of the macrophages and the white cells, and also the white cell, especially the lymphocytes, and the two types of lymphocytes, the T lymphocyte and the B lymphocytes. Macrophages play a very important role in our immune system in two ways. Now, when we talk about our immune system, our immunity, there are two types. One is what we call our innate immunity. That's our natural immunity. So this is where, when our body first encounters any extrinsic extra agents, like infective agents, including viruses and bacteria, the body cells then would recognize these cells as foreign and kill them straight away. This is what we call innate immunity. So this happens whenever our body comes into contact with any foreign material, right? So even before the next step, which is what we call adaptive immunity. Now, adaptive immunity is after our body has encountered a foreign agent, invasive agent like viruses and bacteria, our body develops reaction against these foreign agents by either producing antibodies or with our cellular immunity, that is the cellular reaction of our body against this foreign agent. So,
the mic need to be lower a bit. The sound apparently is.
Sorry, is it better?
Is that better? 一个拳头. Try again.
Okay, so the adaptive immunity is what we normally think about as the immunity of our body against infective or material, including viruses and bacteria. And this is what we get with immunizations and so on, right? Now, so the macrophages can detect foreign material and firstly would kill them off. Secondly, they would present these foreign agents, so-called antigens, present them in a special way to our lymphocytes, the T lymphocytes and the B lymphocytes. The B lymphocytes are lymphocytes that produce antibodies against foreign agents like viruses, bacteria, and toxins and so on, right? So, so when the system is established, then the body is able to react very quickly to these invasive agents and overcome the infection. So that's why when the body encounters it again, it will quickly kill off all these agents. And this is how the body develops immunity against infection. Now, so when the body encounters viruses, the T lymphocytes may be even more important because the T lymphocytes can directly attack the invasive agent like bacteria and kill off these bacteria straight away, rather than produce the B lymphocyte producing antibodies, which then surround the infective agents. Subsequently, the whole complex is then taken by the lymphocytes and killed inside the white cell and macrophages. So the macrophage then plays very important role in terms of first killing off the infective organism or viruses, and secondly, help to develop the immune system in terms of stimulating our T lymphocytes and B lymphocytes. So that is the important part played by macrophages in our immune system. Now, in addition to that, the macrophages also have a very important role in maintaining our health, especially in terms of getting rid of malfunction cells or dead cells from our body by a process called apoptosis, where when cells start to malfunction already, they will deteriorate. So macrophages will detect these normal cells and remove them from our system so that the body can regenerate and produce new cells. Now, we find macrophages all over the body, including the brain, the lungs, the liver, and the stomach, intestine, and so on. Now, in this present climate, of course, we mostly very concerned about the lungs because of all the viruses coming into contact with the lungs. In fact, not only viruses, but also bacteria and tuberculosis also get into our system through the lungs. So when the macrophages inside the lung encounter these agents, they will try to remove them from our system. Right? Now, this applies also to our stomach and intestine, where macrophages play a similar role. Not only that, macrophages also play an important role in the hemostasis and in producing hormones that work locally. The next thing to consider is our brain. The macrophages, they are called microglia in the brain, form 10 to 15% of the cells in the brain, and perform similar function in the brain in removing the dead cells from our system and rebuilding and regenerating cells in our brain. The last thing I want to consider is the effect on the heart. When there is damage to the heart, the macrophages play a role in rebuilding and regenerating parts of the heart that can regenerate, of course, when the muscles of the cells of the heart is damaged. It is not possible to regenerate the muscle, but it is possible to heal the area, for instance, after a heart attack. So macrophages therefore play a very important part in our health and well-being, and our immune system, and our general health altogether. Thank you.
Wow. Can you guys get what he meant and what he explained is kind of not too deep, but yeah, covers everything. Immune system for our body, including our heart and our brain too. So if you have any questions that you would like to ask him, you can leave the message there. I'll try to scroll back and I'll let him answer you all if the time permits. So for the second part of today's live, I'm going to talk about the vitamins for our immune system, for our immunity. That because usually vitamin can't actually, right, synthesized by our body, and also you can only obtain those vitamins from food. So as for the vitamin for our immunity, in BE, we actually have this star product that we all love it. It's called Shiruto. Yeah, see it? So yeah, Shiruto. Why is it so special? Why is it we call it vitamin for immunity? Because it's actually the main unique ingredient in Shiruto that's called IPPA1. So it's actually a wheat extract that is being extracted from the wheat and go through the proprietary fermentation process. And this IPPA1 is actually important vitamin for our immune cells. So how this IPPA1 activate our macrophages? Would you like to explain more on this?
Yeah, the IPPA1 Japanese studies have shown that this stimulates the functions of our macrophages because it interacts with the receptors on the surface of the macrophages, therefore leading to activation of genes inside the macrophages. And studies have shown that the macrophages then become much more active. Experimental evidence shows that the cells then become more active and they multiply more, so become therefore more effective in terms of carrying out their functions in our body, in terms of immunity, and also in terms of healing the damage to our system.
Thank you. So this IPPA1 is actually discovered in 2011. 3 scientists discovered the key principles of immune system activation and being awarded the Nobel Prize in Medicine. So this Shiruto actually is a, as I said earlier, is patented fermentation and extraction process that's so special. This unique and patented processing method designed to ensure this optimal performance of the IPPA1. So it will activate our macrophages and hence it will activate our immune system. So we inhibit the infection, regulate immunity, regulate our metabolism, and also improve the wound healing. And with that, help to prevent and also improve our body infection, allergy, dermatitis, hyperlipidemia, gastric ulcer, and also osteoporosis. And this patented, this unit cultivation and fermentation process have been patented in more than 10 countries, including Japan, USA, Australia, Europe, Canada, China, Korea, India, Singapore, Israel, Taiwan, Russia, and etc., etc. So yeah, what else special about this Shiruto? As you can Google or you hashtag Shiruto testimonial, we have seen lots and lots of good testimonial after taking the Shiruto. It's not just that, but Shiruto, they have gone through a lot of clinical proven that this IPPA1 actually activate our macrophages 1,000 more times more than beta-glucan and lactic acid bacteria. So that means that's a lot of gallon of yogurt in comparison to having this IPPA1 in our Shiruto. So clinical proven that includes protects our body, reduce the mortality from parasite infection, reduce dermatitis up to 71%. As you can see, a lot of people benefited from Shiruto for their skin diseases, be it psoriasis or eczema especially, and for adults and kids, they can see significantly reduced after taking Shiruto. Of course, this is only a food supplement. Usually they consult doctor, preferably. We still advise you to go for doctor if you have any skin problems. And some of them, they don't want to take a lot of steroids and things like that, so they try this Shiruto as food supplement, and you can see the result, but it still depends on one's body, and also effectiveness is different, for everybody. Yeah. So what else? Clinical proven to regulating the immune system to reduce allergic reactions, like some people allergic to pollen, allergic to any kind of seafood, or like in the air, all the pollution from the dust and all this. So this, they have the clinical proven too that they can control with IPPA1, and also effectively reduce high cholesterol, and we help to eliminate the tissue parasitized LDL, and hence they will delay the onset of arteriosclerosis. So that will keep your cholesterol well controlled. over time after you're taking for a long time, right? So repair the cells as for gastric ulcer, and also repair insulin-producing cell, maintain insulin production, type 1 diabetes to delay the disease outbreak. So what else about Shiruto? Number 4 is the first and only ingredient, IPPA1, recognized by Chitra from Japan. Chitra is actually a control of innate immunity technology research association that they started this group of projects since 1982. Even older than me. It's such a long time. They already start to find what's the vitamin for our macrophage, for our immune system. So they actually found this IPPA1, and since then they have done tons of research and papers and how this IPPA1 actually can help with atopic dermatitis, improvement of this hyperlipidemia, prevention of gastric ulcer, and also decrease this LDL cholesterol, etc. So we have Shiruto in this small little sachet that we like it. You may ask me how you actually, sorry. This is our Shiruto. So it's very convenient. It's small little sachet that you can bring out with you, like in your handbag, in ladies' handbag, in baby bag, nappy bag, and anytime you can just bring out if you find you have discomfort or any sore throat when you go out and with the heat, then you can just eat this Shiruto. So it's a very nice blueberry taste. It has some sweetness in the sour. So it's also very versatile. If you see recently, it's quite hit that they like to put this Shiruto on top of these fruits like our guava to replace this plum powder, right? So it's quite nice, quite nicely taste, and also nutritious too. Why not, right? And you can put it into your blender to make smoothie, to add it to your oat breakfast, or any drinks for kids. So it's suitable to be taken by vegetarian because it's from botanical ingredients, and also it's GMP certified and also halal certified for it's actually Muslim friendly. So suitable for all sorts, all walks of life, from kids to adults. And as for babies, some of the babies, they actually develop all this eczema from the milk, for their mouth and any body parts, any skin or part, then they can actually, the breastfeeding mother can actually consume Shiruto, and from there breastfeed the baby, and you can see the improvement as well. And for kids to help improve their immunity, reduce the frequency of illnesses. You can see a lot of testimonial on that as well. They reduce their frequency of getting to see the doctors, whether for their sensitivity of this sinus problem, nose problem, asthma, etc., etc. So the kids usually recommendation is 1 to 2 sachet, and for adult is 4 to 6 sachet per day. And adult can help to reduce the allergy, speed up the recovery time, wound healing, etc. And for the elderly, help to improve the immunity and reduce the infections as well. So I hope that is not too overwhelm you with a lot of message in one day. It's not local made. Sorry, I saw somebody ask question. It's from Japan. It's fully imported from Japan, and this technology is from Japan. This sweet extract is from Japan. That this ingredient IPPA1 is from Japan actually. So I hope you are any more question from there. Sorry if I miss out the question. I'll look back and try to answer from here, or I'm answering the chat box. And what else? I want to conclude. And then during this time, actually we receive a lot of message asking us whether Shiruto help to prevent COVID or help to avoid COVID. The answer is always a no. It's N-O, no, okay? It's just our to build up our immunity, and also so that strengthen your body to fight against all these intruder from outside, whether bacteria or pollen or dust or virus, whatever. So, or maybe you have a better summary to conclude that.
Yes, I think that we want to strengthen our immunity, improve our body's healing process so that our body is able to withstand all these challenges that we face every day, especially now in this very critical situation around the world.
So for the elderly, somebody asking question. Yes, it's suitable for the elderly. Yeah, for any age. I mean, from kids. Kids especially love this because of the taste of it. It's very nice. Some of the mother need to store it very high on the shelf or in the cupboard because to avoid the kids always eat. For elderly, yes. For elderly, recommendation is 2 to 4 sachet. You can just open it up and straight away eat it in your mouth. Just melt it in your mouth and you can just drink water. Of course, if you want to mix in your beverage, that's fine as well, or in your smoothie. Okay, is that all? Yeah. How long have we gone through this live? So I think that's all for today's live. If you like our live, you can give us like or love or help to share if you think this live can help your family and friends.